Today, we're gonna make over this blank white office by adding pops of color, epic DIY storage, and a metal board instead of a whiteboard.
Vibes, 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 vibes.
Stick around to see this come together. Hey guys, I know a lot of you out there have small spaces in your homes that have problems, and I want to help you find creative and affordable solves that will have your nooks looking nice and your corners looking cute. Today, I'm here at Yaz's apartment, and I have the lovely Anne with me to help bring this space to life. Yaz is an animal-loving graphic designer with a really fun personality and a love of color, and we want to make her space feel the same. She lives in a downtown condo, and city condos absolutely love this plus den feature, you know, that little nook by the front door with no windows and no clear purpose. She has chosen to set this nook up as an office space, but she says it's a little bit plain and would love for it to feel a little bit more dynamic. But she has asked that we add more storage and cabinets to kind of help with organization. All right, so more color, more storage, and make it a little more dynamic. I think we can make that happen, but not with all this stuff around. Much better. Yaz's inspo pics are so colorful and fun.
You see what we're up against?
Surprise, 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 surprise. Okay. Yaz's inspo pics are so colorful and fun. She definitely knows what she likes, but it can be a little bit difficult at times to pin down exactly what you want to do or can even accomplish in your space. So even though the plan is to put a lot of color into this nook by way of decor, I think this wall behind me is screaming out for a little something extra. So one of her inspiration pictures is from an apartment tour on YouTube. They have this cool graphic yellow stripe on the wall, and I want one. You may recognize this paint color from our Grandpa Chic bathroom makeover. Not only does this color kick off this makeover, but we absolutely love to reuse supplies we already had on hand. It's already looking more dynamic. So I think it's time that we get some storage in here, but I'm gonna let past Rochelle explain that to you. Okay, so in one of Yaz's inspiration photos, there was this really cool shelving unit that I love. So I picked up a couple of these shelving units from IKEA that ended up being a more difficult task than I was anticipating, but we got them. And I thought these units would be a good base to start from, so I don't have to build it from scratch. So I'm gonna assemble those shelves so we can get started. Okay, so I've got them assembled, and you may notice that both of these shelves are missing the bottom shelves, and that's because we're gonna put these on top of Yaz's corner desk to really make use of the vertical space that she's got going on there. So by leaving off the bottom shelf, she's gonna be able to store binders, books, a pile of puzzles, anything she likes under here, unencumbered. I also left the middle shelf off of just this unit. You can see this one's got one here. And that's because she did have some larger items in the room that I thought she could use the versatility of being able to store larger items. And in both cases, we're gonna put some doors from here to here. And that's gonna give her a little bit of closed storage because in this room where there's a lot going on, you know, we didn't need to see the entirety of all the items on open shelving, so we're gonna do a little bit of closed storage for her. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is cut some doors. I picked up an 8-foot MDF shelf, which will get me 3 out of the 4 doors I need, but rather than buy a second shelf or a whole sheet of MDF, I definitely have some leftover pieces from other projects that I would love to use up. So I've cut all 4 of my doors down to a rough size. I left them just a little bit bigger so that I can get them down to a final size later when I'm good and ready. After cutting the doors to size, the next step was to add some grooves to the doors for a bit of texture. I did this by setting my saw blade so it just barely showed, so it would score the surface and not cut all the way through. Then I just ran my doors through the saw over and over and over again. To add the hinges, I used my concealed hinge jig and some edge mount hinges from the home improvement store. Screwing the hinge to the door was no problem, but screwing the door to the shelf proved a challenge. The screws did not want to cooperate. Ah! Oh, come on. So awkward. I got left to do. I know I'm usually hanging on. I used to hate to see you gone. Oh my god. Stop! Oh, I have this thing. Oh. Hey! Okay, so because the second door is too big, I can't really get it lined up to see where I want to cut it, so I put some tape here at the edge of this door so that when I lift it up and out of the way, and we put this door down, we know where we've got to cut it. Perfect. Hey, what are you doing? You here to help? Normally I would remove the hinges prior to painting, but I didn't want to wear out the holes in the MDF, so I decided to leave them and paint around them this time. I'm starting with a primer before going in with the pop of green, which is left over from my workshop makeover. It's a good thing Yaz is a green girl like me. So I put some contact paper on the front and underside of these top shelves just so that they weren't white metal, they blended in with the wood a little bit better, and I went ahead and just put some plain green sides on the outsides. So now that these are mostly done and looking cool, I think I'm gonna go ahead and send them to the future to see if they look good in the space. These do look good. Okay, so the plan for our two shelves, yes, these two shelves, is for them to sit on top of the desk. But obviously I can't just set them on there because the desk is two different heights. So Pastor Rochelle is a bit of a smart girl most of the time. And she went ahead and made me this desktop extension with leveling feet. It's gonna overhang the side and the back, and it's gonna make everything the same height. Ooh, what a fit. So the height is perfect now, but just in case, we're gonna put a little double-sided tape to stick the pieces together, and that's removable in the end in case Yaz wants to go back and use her desk differently in the future. Squeeze! We love leveling feet. Look at that. No more wiggle. All right, second one? Yep. I don't know if you guys ever buy IKEA furniture and then don't mount it to the wall, and then you hoard all of the little mounting hardwares.
Yay for never throwing anything out.
Right? So we're gonna secure these to the wall with these corner braces and just some screws into drywall anchors. So I realized that these doors don't have any handles on them at the moment, and that's because at the time we weren't entirely sure of where we wanted to place them. I wanted them to go in the middle of the door like the inspiration piece. I like the look of that, but I was reminded that Yaz is a little bit on the shorter side and these shelves were going up on top of the desk, so we decided to wait until we were in the space to see. So let's see if these are gonna work in the middle of the door. That works? You think she'll be able to do that? Yay. Okay, so some of you might be thinking, oh no, Rashi, you have a giant hole here now. No, 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 Pastor Rochelle thought of that too. So she made a little red door. Basically, there's a magnet here, had it on hand. So we made this little red door out of some scrap MDF, spray painted a handle from IKEA, added some metal plates to the back for the magnet here, and voila! Hidden storage. Okay, between the yellow stripe on the wall, these green shelves, and that little red door, we have already injected so much color into the space, but we are not even close to being finished. But you're gonna have to wait until tomorrow to see that. I feel like there's no way for me to do that not creepy. Rise and shine, everybody. Good morning. We are back in Yaz's apartment, and it is kind of a dreary day outside, but not in here with this nice sunny wall. And we are about to add in so much more color. There's a lot to do, so let's get started. So this little door that we installed yesterday is looking super cute, but do you know what isn't? This section here. There was a little gap yesterday. We've just filled it in with a little scrap of MDF, And I think we have a fun solution for it. So in order to disguise this, we're actually gonna use some vinyl. This is the same kind of vinyl that is used for cutting machines, and I just thought I'd try it out because in the past when I've used peel and stick wallpaper on furniture, I have had a little bit of issues with the edges kind of peeling up. And in such a sort of high traffic area, I thought I'd try something different, see if this is just that little bit more sturdy. This is the permanent stick vinyl, but I do think it'll still be easy enough to come off if Yaz ever wants to remove it, change things up. We rep in Montreal. I belong now in a field in the country with a pickup truck. I gotta get out of this city. You know, gotta find me a small town life, open my little hardware store slash B&B.
But also, this town just too small for me.
How are my dreams ever gonna come true here? It's just too small, and I want a big life. Hallmark, hit me up. Okay, so we got the trim on the desk. I think the purple looks really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's very good.
Okay, but you know what else this office needs?
It needs a magnetic board.
Well, yeah.
But not a plain old white one now.
Of course not.
But that's just a sheet of metal.
Exactly. Oh my God, Jules and Emma were loving this yesterday. We previously discovered that galvanized steel is in fact magnetic. So I picked up two 24 by 48 sheets of 24 gauge galvanized steel at Princess Auto. Canadian friends out there, have you been to Princess Auto yet? If not, you should definitely go because it's not just auto stuff. You're welcome. Yeah, so these sheets of metal are magnetic, so we could just screw them to the wall as is and start filling it up with all of her fun little like pieces of art that she's got. But this is such a fun room design that I thought that it needed a little bit of pizzazz. With this blue squiggle border that's made of the same vinyl that we just did the desk trim in. And fun fact, I actually got both of these rolls off of Marketplace. So, you know, if you've got a secondhand marketplace online like that, it's a great place to look for arts and crafts supplies that people maybe aren't using. And you can make use of them.
It looks so good.
Thank you. Should we put it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks great, Roshi.
It's gonna work?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you want to check if the magnet's magnet?
We could try.
Yeah.
Does it magnet?
So, do you know when the shelves, we're going to see the magnet, you know? Try it. Satisfying. Yes.
So originally I wasn't gonna touch the light fixture in this nook at all. This is a rental unit and I was asked not to change it out, and I'm totally cool with that. But I have been seeing some products on the market that are covers that go over flush mount lights, and I thought that was really cool, but just not in the budget for this particular makeover. And when that happens, you know what we gotta do? We gotta hack something. So I just had to buy this pendant light when I saw it. I got it secondhand because it's discontinued from IKEA. It's called Filsta, and I fell in love with the really cool texture it has when the light is off and the awesome glow it has when it's on. I cut a ring out of some scrap MDF with the outside at a 45-degree angle, but the interior diameter of the ring is large enough for the existing flush mount to fit inside. I painted the ring white so it hopefully wouldn't show as much. I removed the existing light and I slipped the ring inside. Since a lot of glues mentioned that they weren't recommended for plastics, I decided to use the brad nailer to tack the plastic pieces to the ring to make sure it all stayed together. I trimmed off the excess plastic bits, first with scissors, then using the cutoff tool with the plastic cutting wheel attached. I attached some command picture hanging strips, you know, the ones that are like Velcro and every renter's friend. I wasn't too careful with the cutting, so the edges weren't great. You could see the heads of the brad nails, and I wanted to conceal the command strips. So I first tried some veneer edge banding to incorporate that light wood tone that we have going on in the room, but obviously that didn't work. So I tried contact paper, ribbon, tape, and finally decided on wrapping the top with some soft rope that honestly kind of has the same tone as the wood anyways.
One 1,000, two 1,000, three 1,000, four. How long are you supposed to hold these again? Like 30 seconds? Ooh, I'm struggling. I need to do an arm workout. This is an arm workout. All right. Now that can just stick to the ceiling, sitting around the existing flush mount for much better vibes, and we didn't even have to touch the electrical. Hit the light switch, baby. Vibes, 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 vibes.
Next up, we're tackling this blank wall. Yaz has this collection of calendar posters that were super colorful with a lot of cool graphics, and they've just been sitting in boxes for a while. I thought that this wall would be such a great place to display some of them. Since all of the posters are the same size, we decided to hang them with bulldog clips just sitting on some nails, so that if she ever wants to rearrange them or swap some of them in and out, she can do so really easily. So Yaz actually had this puzzle on the end of her desk already, and I thought it was really beautiful, so much so that I wanted to pull a lot of the colors for this space right from here. And I really loved her decision to put it on the end of the desk on display, so I wanted to honor that in this makeover by putting it back. We just gave it a little bit of a backing board to frame it out in yellow. Once again, the same yellow from Emma's bathroom. That is definitely a makeover you should check out if you love color. It's gonna fit perfectly right up against here. We're just gonna attach it with some double-sided tape, and then I think we might be on to final touches. It's the final touch time.
You can also make up your own song.
Make up my own songs. Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. Final touches. Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. Final touches. Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. I don't like it.
Don't use it.
Don't use it. I thought of it. We got the final touch, but he touched it too much. Go member. Nobody? Go member. Did you watching Austin Powers? God, I'm old. Okay. Final touches. Leaving that shelf out to store the big stuff was a good idea. And look, her yoga mats fit perfectly behind that little red door. Someone had scribbled all over this pot that was in as is, but that's okay. We were gonna paint it a fun color anyway. Anne thrifted these awesome bookends and hit them with some of her favorite blue spray paint. Look at those colors pop. I thought it would be nice to make Yaz some special magnets for her board, and some colorful wooden blocks from the dollar store were the perfect starting point. I added the magnets and glued a few blocks together. Can you tell where I'm going with this? Yep, that's right, they are Tetris shapes. Why? Because they're fun. Anne spotted an Apple clock in one of the inspo pics and knew it would be the perfect addition to this space. Using a shadow box, repurposing the mechanism from a regular clock, and cutting the apple shape out on vinyl, she was able to make such an easy DIY that is just as cute as the original. Her chair was in great shape, but in the wrong color, so we sourced an inexpensive, stretchy slipcover so it would fit in better to the style of the room. And that wraps up our final touches. It's time to reveal the space to Yaz. So on the count of 3, I want you to open your eyes. 3, 2, 1.
What? Oh my God, you guys! I don't want to cry. I promise not to cry. I tried to hold myself back a little bit. To not to cry, but look at all this details. This is insane.
Yay!
This is like my favorite part.
And for some reason, I feel like my space looks so much bigger.
I love it so much. Oh, look at that yellow. Wow. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to do your small space. We had such a great time putting this together for you.
It's so beautiful. Really, like, you guys make magic, honestly.